Hi, good morning. Well, actually, it's early afternoon, and I'm Peggy Kelly with the Santa Paula Times, and I'm here today with Dan Singer. We're going to discuss the latest directive, from Governor Newsom that was just issued not even an hour ago, I believe. And it's got some pretty serious ramifications, but then again, COVID-19 is such a serious situation. So, as I said, I'm with City Manager Dan Singer, if I didn't say that before, and this is Good Morning Santa Paula. It is Monday, July 13th. So, Dan, I guess that the governor announced that they were going to be doing a lot of shutdowns in 30 counties, and Ventura County is one of those. That's more than half of the counties in the state, isn't it?
That's correct. And even the 19 counties that he had applied these rollbacks to a week ago represented over 70% of the state's population. So, there's a lot of very, very rural counties in the state that aren't seeing a lot of cases because they don't have a lot of people and they're already socially distanced.
Yes.
This new order impacts not just Ventura County, but then broadens the order that he put in place a week and a half ago.
Yes. And what is the difference? Of course, now a lot of this is just starting to come in, as it were. But and I believe you said earlier you have not yet heard from the county of Ventura. Is that correct?
That is correct. So what has traditionally occurred is when the governor comes out with some type of directive or guidance or order, then our county kind of interprets that and sends it out to all the cities and or other entities that this applies to. So we haven't yet heard from the county. I expect we will, if not today, certainly by tomorrow. And I'm not clear on whether the governor's effective date is immediate or usually he gives a day or two to roll into this. So it's coming, these additional rollbacks.
Now, some of them were already more or less, like you said last week, there were 19 counties that he imposed some stricter rules on, one of which was Ventura County. So we had one of the new rules now as of today, which we already had to comply with, is the closure of restaurants to dine-in dining, to sit down inside dining, but we can still go to our patio restaurants and things like that. But I guess he's shut down this. He's ordered the salons to be closed, churches to be closed, just a lot of different things. And like gyms. I said, it's kind of scant. Gyms
and workout facilities. Yep. What's not clear to me is whether non-essential retail also needs to close. You'll recall that
I saw indoor malls. I think I saw indoor malls.
You
don't
did.
Know if that will apply again to retail that has a door to the outside. Isn't that kind of how they've?
Yeah, but that's why that specific guidance is going to be so important to us.
Yes.
Either way, it's a real blow to our smaller businesses who have struggled all through this and yet have finally had a little light at the end of the tunnel in these last few weeks to be able to start to reopen. And now this is a further blow to their livelihood.
Absolutely. Now, as far as the city, I know you had programming planned, summer programming. What's the status now with that? And I know that's for kids and adults.
We're going to have to revisit that. We have summer camps will continue at this point unless we're told otherwise. We've been able to conduct those starting this week outdoors and using obviously
all the guidelines.
Correct.
Yeah.
But we were planning next week to start things like our senior yoga classes and support other recreational opportunities socially distanced. And because those are indoor activities, we're going to have to talk to the county about whether or not we can still move forward with that. I'm guessing that they're going to need to be canceled.
Oh boy, yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
And now in churches too, I'm hearing that they're going to be closing the churches again.
Really, any kind of non-essential indoor activity, I think, is being restricted. And I have not read up or been informed yet how long this is supposed to take place. The order that he put in place a week and a half ago was specifically for 3 weeks. That's not to say it couldn't be extended, But I haven't seen a date or deadline with this particular order. It's, as you said earlier, just hot off the press, so to speak.
Yes. Now, how have people in Santa Paula up to this point, how have they been complying? I know that, you've had people out and all the businesses have been contacted. There's been quite a strong outreach actually to make sure people could do business. And now, of course, this is a setback. What the ramifications are exactly, might not know, like you said, until the county itself does a directive.
I think that businesses are going to get more and more frustrated as things change.
Yes.
And it's just not, it's understandable, but it's also not right what they're having to go through. And so right now we've had very good compliance. There's been very few complaints. The county and the state have been out doing audits, and we've had very few violations.
Unless you want to do your hair at home, you know what I mean? So there's a lot that will be cut off, but this does not apply to essential businesses, as it were, that supply food or, home goods and
groceries,
things like that.
home goods, hardware stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm not sure who else it does apply to. I don't.
Yes.
So we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But I expect it will resemble where we were at, a month ago.
Well, I guess a lot of this has to do with just the rise in the COVID-19 numbers.
Oh, absolutely.
Santa Paula has been seeing an increase. The River Valley, every place has seen an increase.
It's really incredible, just the number of tests that are being done every day. Thousands applied in this county, but tens and tens of thousands throughout the state, and literally, hundreds of thousands throughout the country every day. So it's amazing that we were able to see the pharmaceutical companies gear up enough to provide this supply. And the fact is, this thing is here to stay, and it's going to work its course. The more we can do to try and slow it down or minimize it, the better. But you also have to ask the question, how much is too much?
Yes, and you also have to, and what's happening now too is that, I guess everybody started reading the Santa Paula Times, because I've been writing and we've been printing for months that the demographics of those catching COVID are younger and younger.
Yes.
The mortality rate, unfortunately, in Ventura County now, I guess we have 53 people that have passed away, but the mortality rate for a vast majority of that is above 65. They're not all over 65.
That's right.
But the two smallest groups that have the COVID infection rate are 0 to 17, and I think they're right around 10%. And then with the seniors 65 plus are right around 10%. And then the rest of it is all in between there. Yeah. And we've been writing about that for months because it's such a disparity. And it's just, I guess that's the group that's paying the least amount of attention in a way. Even though I do think people have been, and that's what is disheartening to me, is I've seen so many people that are adhering and are wearing their masks. And, I've been to a few places and I've been very impressed. And it's just very discouraging to think that this is once again on the rise like this.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything you'd like to add?
Just encourage people to, keep the faith and keep doing what they're doing, because it seems like the best way to try and slow this thing down.
It's absolutely true. Yes. Well, Dan, I thank you once again, or if I hadn't before, I thank you the first time in this conversation for meeting today. I know it was very last minute, but we wanted to get the news out there, and I know people would have questions, and you've answered a lot of the questions they would have. They just have to go to kadytv.net, and once you're there, be sure to like it, and that'll help us, and subscribe. That helps us bring more broadcasting. So I appreciate it so much, Dan, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Yep. Thanks for all you do too.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Bye-bye.